It's a big loss for Trump and a win for our education system. Judge Joan from Massachusetts has issued an injunction ordering the reinstatement of employees under the Department of Education and enjoining the Department of Education from trying to carry out Trump's executive order, which called for the dismantling of the department. My name is Dina Doll with the MeidasTouch Network. Let's break this down. So as we know, DOJ went in there and they tried to fire thousands of employees. They tried to transfer out the loan program, and in came some lawsuits. We had 21 states. We had some unions and nonprofit organizations sue, saying this was unlawful because only Congress can dismantle the Department of Education. And that is what you are effectively doing by firing all the employees and transferring out their essential programs and services. The two cases were consolidated and were in front of this judge out of Massachusetts. He issued an 88-page opinion, just letter by letter detailing in a really solid argument in order to basically have it be upheld by the appellate court for why this was not about efficiency. DOJ tried to argue in court that, hey, we're just firing people because we're trying to have efficiency here. And this isn't a matter of stepping on the toes of congressional approval. But as always, the judge points out Trump's own words, because we see again and again in the lawsuits, Trump says one thing, and then his lawyers in court try to say that he's not doing or saying what he's doing. But the problem is here, there was executive orders. Trump issued an executive order March 20th, ordering the dismantling of the department. And on March 21st, ordered the transfer of the federal loan programs. And so the judge said, this is actually what you're doing. This isn't about efficiency. Actually, firing all the employees has made the department less efficient. What you are really trying to do is dismantle the department, and that's unlawful. So issuing an injunction ordering the reinstatement of the employees, also specifically ordering that they cannot carry out the executive order from March 20th and March 21st. Literally putting that in his opinion, that they cannot carry out those orders. And he talks about why an injunction is the right thing to do in this case, because one of the things you look at is whether or not you're going to have irreparable harm if you allow the parties to carry out their functions. Because this, of course, we're not getting to the substance yet here. This is more about, can the action move forward while the substance gets looked at? He's saying, if you take away all the funds, you have harmed these children in a way that you cannot ever give relief to make them whole again in the future. So that's why an injunction is necessary. And the court, quoting the Supreme Court opinion about the importance of education, and doing so in such an eloquent way that I believe really that is part of our core value of this country. Project 2025, the attacks on our education system, they're pretext for, wokeness or gender ideology. Really, this is an attack on those most vulnerable among us, and it's an attack on critical thinking and educating our citizens. And the judge pretty much kind of getting to that point when he's quoting the importance of our education system, the importance of issuing this injunction because it serves the public interest. Education serves our public interest. He quotes it saying, quote, education, and this is him quoting the Supreme Court, education is perhaps the most important function of state and local governments. Compulsory school attendance laws and the great expenditures for education both demonstrate our recognition of the importance of education to our democratic society. It is the very foundation of good citizenship. Today, it is a principal instrument in awakening the child to cultural values and preparing him for later professional training, and in helping him to adjust normally to his environment. In these days, it is doubtful that any child may reasonably be expected to succeed in life if he is denied the opportunity of an education. Definitely a value and articulated in a way that so many of us believe that is the importance and why we have a compulsory and a free public education, the bedrock of our democracy. And Trump, Doge, Project 2025, trying to attack the bedrock of our democracy and losing in court and having a judge stop them. Also in the opinion, pointing out that federal funds fund 11 to 20% of our public schools. So a significant amount of money that these schools depend on. $101 billion in federal funds go to these schools. 95% of all school districts in the country, 60% of public schools are eligible to receive public funding. So this is not a red state issue. This is not a blue state issue. It's not a Republican Democrat issue. This is a children issue. This is about educating our children. And the sad fact is, and he points in this opinion, the money, where the federal money goes, the vast majority of it goes to low income students and students with disabilities. So when Trump tries to take away the funding for Department of Education, he is specifically taking away funding for low-income students and students with disabilities. These same low-income students are facing the healthcare being taken away when they're trying to gut Medicaid. These same students are going to be the ones whose parents have to pay more at the grocery store because of the tariffs that Trump has tried to impose. Even though his commerce secretary is out there saying, who feels it? Well, it's the low-income student who feels it because you've now taken away services at their schools. You've now taken away their health care. You've now made it more expensive for them to buy things such as clothes. The attack on low-income students who are often working, who have working parents, who often do more than one job. This is who the Department of Education's cuts affect. This is who Trump and Doge is affecting with cut after cut after cut. But in the meantime, we are seeing a win here in court. We are also seeing what happens when a community cares about public schools, because the Compton High School just unveiled a over $200 million brand new state-of-the-art high school that was paid for by Compton residents from bonds that they passed. And it will now be one of the most state-of-the-art high schools in the country. The facility has state-of-the-art performance art. It has a library that is all digital. It has a swimming pool. When you do laps, it times the lap as you flip. It has classrooms that are more like college lecture halls. It has windows. In this day and age where schools are being built to have less windows because they're getting shot at, the Compton High School chose to have more windows and put security instead in the perimeter and install facial recognition software to have more high-tech security. That way a student there can still feel the freedom of glass and not feel like they are in some sort of Big Brother state with the walls and the, all of the other type of equipment. So Compton High School on the cutting edge, the leading edge, is showing us that we may have the dysfunction with Trump and with Doge, but on the local level, when people care about their schools, they can still make a difference for their students.
Love this video? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch and help us blow past 1 million followers.